The Nigerian army has reacted to report that troops were asked to halt during Operation Lafayette in order to allow Boko Haram leader, Abubakar Shekau, to escape, describing it as false. In a statement by Colonel Onimunakukwu, who is the Deputy Director of the Army Public Relations, in a statement on Thursday, February 22, explained that there were methods of operation in military engagement. He listed some of the factors that can allow troops to slow down or change tactics, and that this has nothing to do with allowing the enemy escape. The attention of Theater Command, Operation Lafayette has been drawn to unfortunate mainstream and social media reports and insinuations that troops' advance at the ongoing Operation Deep Punch 2 was deliberately halted to allow the escape of the purported factional Boko Haram terrorists group leader, Abubakar Shekau, in Sambisa forest. This is not true. Though the Theater Command considers this misinformation as very laughable, it is quite disheartening and capable of dampening the morale of troops who are working round the clock to fight the terrorists in northeastern Nigeria. It is therefore expedient to respond to these insinuations. Contrary to these mischievous allegations, no such order or directive was given by anybody to any of the units and formations on that operation. This spurious allegation is most unfortunate and wake-up call for the public to be very wary of agents of destabilization that are determined to thwart our efforts of clearing the remnants of Boko Haram terrorists hibernating in nooks and crannies of Sambisa forest and the Lake Chad Islands. Contrary to the insinuations being touted, and for a better understanding of military operations by the authors of this misinformation, it is crucial to point out that there are several factors that influence the planning and conduct of military operations, whether kinetic or otherwise. The ongoing Operation Deep Punch 2, which is aimed at clearing Boko Haram insurgents from the Sambisa forest and the northern fringes of Lake Chad region, was planned to be executed in phases. It is a phased operation and therefore requires that at a predetermined point or stage, troops will be halted, either preparatory to transiting to another phase or outrightly transiting depending on the threat situation. Secondly, during the operations, troops' advance could be halted when vehicles or other mobile equipment are bogged down due to the difficulty of the terrain and for recovery purposes. More also, and very importantly too, in military operations, avenues are deliberately provided for troops to harbor, where they rest and carry out refitting of weapons and other equipment before resuming the operations. Additionally, booby traps and landmines could also compel an advancing troop to halt to enable some specialized squad, scout and assess the situation before movement resumes. These and several other factors could precipitate the halting of troops during operations. It is therefore very appalling and unimaginable that a fundamental operational procedure could be misinterpreted and be mischievously used as a psychological weapon to indirectly dampen the morale of our troops. The Theater Command is seriously taken aback by this phony publication and considers it a psychological warfare on troops of Operation Lafayette. Consequently, members of the public are please enjoined to discountenance this misinformation, as it is untenable and does not reflect the strong character and courageous disposition of troops of Operation Lafayette. Please disseminate this information to the general public through your news medium. Meanwhile, following the recent abduction of some female students of Government Girls Science and Technical College, Dapki, Yobe State, by Boko Haram terrorists, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said that it was a ploy by the insurgents to embarrass President Muhammadu Buhari's government. The minister, who arrived at the college on Thursday, February 22, said that the government didn't want to manufacture stories on the true state and number of the kidnapped schoolgirls, Vanguard reports. Nigerian gathered that Mohammed urged the parents of the affected girls and the people of Dapki community to give the government more time to tell them the exact situation of things.